I'm not Harley Race, and I'm okay with that.
The glowing green man.
Do you feel pain every time you sit on a bike seat?
Saddle crotch if you're riding a horse.
I think Saddle Crotch is in NXT 2.0.
I think he was in Retribution.
It might be over. I've had to stifle so many yawns.
My name is Luke Owen, and I love bad wrestling. Join me on my journey through a cavalcade of crapness, watching what many believe to be the worst wrestling matches of all time, to make my friends and you fall in love with bad wrestling too. This is my quest to find the worst match ever.
If you don't mind, Louis, you fill out the names for the tickets and flights to WrestleMania. And those names are Tempest and Ollie Davis.
But why my name?
Because you're getting on that plane.
But what about you?
I'm staying with him until that plane gets safely away.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Does any of you have a vape?
Sorry, Luke. I don't.
It is just that I am playing a French man, and a French man would have a vape.
Anyway, you said I had to do a lot of thinking, and I've done a lot of it since then. And it all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane.
It's just that the French like to vape. And as a French man, I would also like to vape.
That's just a stereotype, Luke. I think you just want to vape.
No, I don't want to vape. I'm a committed actor.
But you're just saying this to make me go.
I'm saying it because it's true. If that plane leaves and you're not on it, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but you will for the rest of your life.
I said I would never watch WrestleMania without you.
And you won't. I'll be watching it on the telly.
You there, small boy! Do you have a vape?
Luke, have you ever heard of Fume?
Fume?
Yes, Fume is an award-winning flavoured air device that draws flavour to your mouth, not your lungs. It's a great way to satisfy your oral fixation with non-toxic flavours, free from nicotine or vapour, and it's safe to use anywhere. Fume's design is also more than just flavour. It's an awesome fidget tool with magnets and clicks that can calm anxiety. You'll love how Fume feels. Premium quality, sleek design, and perfect for taking with you on the go. Flavoured air isn't like vaping. If vapour was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavours to choose from, like crisp mint and orange vanilla. With flavoured air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilises no electronics, vapour or combustion. Fume has already helped over 300,000 people build better habits. Try Fume today, and if you order the Journey Pack now using our code PartsFunKnown, you'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. Go to tryfume.com/PartsFunKnown or scan the QR code on screen.
Oh, now I can feel really French.
Okay. Right, Luke, can you just let me finish? One day you'll understand that the problems of three little people trying to watch WrestleMania, they don't add up to hill beans. Just looking at you, kid.
Yes, I'm ready. God bless you, Sullivan.
Don't touch me, Luke.
Welcome to Worst Match Ever, where we're on the quest to find the worst WrestleMania match of all time.
With feeling, Luke.
But you're right, I should, okay. Welcome to Worst Match Ever, where we are on the quest to find the worst match ever, and by its very definition, the best worst match ever. I'm Luke Owen, I'm joined by Tempest.
This might be the worst match ever.
Joined by Sullivan.
I'm gonna have a nap.
And we are starting a brand new series. We're wiping the board clean as we are on the quest to find the worst WrestleMania match of all time. Worstelmania, if you will. And we've already done one of these episodes. It's exclusive over on our Patreon page. So head on over to patreon.com/WrestleTalk because we watched Jimmy versus Jey Uso. Here's a clip. Fun fact, pre-recorded.
Oh, great.
So lame.
So WWE wanted to do watch parties because they were annoyed that, well,
we were doing
We were
watch
doing
parties.
I mean, I'm not saying it was just us, but there were other people that were doing watch parties, us included. And they wanted to do their own ones, take over the whole, and be the only people that do them. And apparently they were shit. But for this episode, we are going to watch Triple H versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 32.
Good stuff.
We've been doing the show, me and you, Tempest, now, for a
Yep.
good number of years.
Yep.
I cannot tell you of a record that I've dreaded more than this episode of Worst Match Ever.
Lads, I have a confession to make. I have never seen this match.
Have you not?
Oh my god, even I've seen this match.
Wow.
I have avoided this match like the plague. I used to go, and all of the WrestleManias I would watch at my buddy Nathan's house, and because this is the first one where they just decided, oh, screw 11 p.m., we'll go as long as we want. 11 p.m. was always when we kind of got kicked out of his house, and he kicked us out before the main event of WrestleMania.
He did you a solid there. He really did you a solid. I watched this. It might have even been live, or maybe it was the next day.
I watched this live. And when this match starts and it's like 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
and you've watched like a full day of wrestling, because we watched the NXT show before this as well, because we didn't watch that one live. So I went to my buddy's house and we watched NXT TakeOver, then went directly into WrestleMania 32.
Bloody
So I'd
hell.
watched a lot of wrestling. Denise Salcedo claims it's a good match.
She's
No,
lying.
she's lying. No, she's wrong.
She likes Candyland and Monopoly. She
d-
can't be trusted.
No. How can Denise Salcedo say this? How could she say
She has
this?
said this to me on multiple podcasts that we've done together. I think it's a good match.
She's mad.
It's the most insane take I've ever seen.
She's insane.
But I don't think we can put this off any longer, guys. The video file we've got here is 38 minutes long.
Yeah. Let's get it done with.
Yeah, we could do this and then we can have some lunch.
It can't end unless we don't start.
The tagline for this series. Alright, let's do it.
Now, first of all, I was dreading this match for a number of reasons. I looked at some of this as things started getting downloaded. Why are they wearing the zombie version of my mask?
I was going to say, what is
Yeah.
this Hellraiser scape that we found
I
ourselves
don't
in?
remember this at
These
all.
Cenobites that are going to come and get us.
Yeah. Who's... What is this? I don't remember this at all.
Is this the kingdom that Triple H rules over as the Skull King?
Perhaps.
Yes, yeah. That was a horrible cutaway there.
Oh, yeah, here's Skeletor right here. Because it's not Skeletor, of course.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Yeah, it's copyrights.
You want to get sued?
The Skull Queen.
This is where I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's like 3:30 in the morning, our time here, when this starts. And they still had Stephanie McMahon go out there with a pre-planned 3-minute soliloquy
Yeah.
about how horrible they are.
Awesome, the Skull
How
King
great
is.
the authority is. In 2016! 2016! This is a year and a half after Sting came out and killed the authority, and they're still here!
That's because Edge was going to get hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sure was. That angle lasted, I think, 4 weeks.
There's a lot of WWE champions defending in this
Yeah,
match.
there's so many. Oh my God. The belt's meaningless. Everyone's got it.
I mean, is the gimmick supposed to be they represent each of his world title reigns?
Maybe.
There needs to be more of them then.
Well, I thought there might have been 7 on either side.
Maybe.
And if that was the case, I would have thought what might have made that look cool is if they had each of the belts designed for
Yeah,
either one.
that would have been
as opposed to
cool.
just having all of the same belt design.
Yeah, that's a really good point, honestly.
Yeah.
Have Big Eagle, the
Yeah.
undisputed title,
Yeah.
the spinner
Spinner
belt
belts,
a few
The
times.
World Heavyweight Championship.
World Heavyweight title,
Yeah, yeah.
and then this one. I think that'd actually be kind of neat. God, she's still
Still
talking.
going, yeah. This might be longer than the match itself.
Listen, she gets pops for whatever reason when they bring her out. I despise Stephanie McMahon as an on-screen character.
At this point as well, it was particularly bad.
Look, you know what? I'm not one to kink shame, but I really do have an issue with them just bringing their sex life to work.
Yeah.
Because that is all this is. This is just their sex life put up on screen for the main event of WrestleMania for their entrances.
It's all about the game.
Yep. WWE Champion here.
In 2016, one of my favorite bits, if you go back, as we were ones to do, and listen to Brian and Vinny shows
Yes.
of years past, for example, one of my favorite things to see is Triple H will be at the forefront of some bullshit, and Brian Alvarez will be like, it's 2008. Why am I still watching Triple H? And then he pedigrees Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. And he's like, it's 2013. Why am I still watching Triple H? And here he is in the main event of WrestleMania in 2016. And he still goes for another 3 years, having the worst and longest match at WrestleMania every goddamn year.
As Vinny V said that on the Royal Rumble episodes, where he's like, yep, and it's 2016, and Triple H is the WWE champion. Looks like I wonder if Triple H turned around there and saw that sign for ICW and thought, there's a promotion I can take all the momentum from.
I've always thought the spitting was a bit disgusting.
There are people in that front row.
Yeah, I would hate to be spat on. Oh, God. No.
They just said that this is his 20th WrestleMania match. 4 of them are good.
Yeah.
5 maybe.
Okay, all right. Now, hang on. Let's analyze.
Both Taker matches. Actually, all 3 Taker matches.
All 3 Taker matches, I would say, are good.
Yep. The tag match with Ronda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's after this.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened yet.
That's 2 years from now.
No way.
The Benoit 3-way.
Benoit 3-way. Yeah.
And I wouldn't say great, but I think the Cena Orton Triple H 3-way at Mania 24 is good. I would say that is a good match.
Yeah. Surely there's another one.
That might be it, you know.
Surely there's another one though, right?
Oh, Bryan. The Bryan match.
The Bryan match.
The Bryan, maybe the best one.
I remember saying this on a podcast recently that we did, and I was like, I was counting through all of Triple H's good matches, and I was like, yeah, he had matches with The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, and Bryan Danielson. Gee, I wonder why those matches were good.
There's always one of my favorite stories of like the Radicals showed up in WWE and everything, and they all had their series of matches, and Triple H went backstage and said like, oh, I think that Benoit guy can be carried to a great match.
I'm sure he could. Still here, by the way, for this entrance.
Yep.
In fairness, though, this is what Triple H kind of sees as WrestleMania, is that it is about the big entrances and the big grand spectacle. And like he himself will have, say it's like, and I think Vince at this time would say, it's important that Triple H has a big WrestleMania entrance. Oh, dear.
Oh, I almost forgot who the other one was going to be. We were so focused on Triple H, and now here we are.
It's boring Reigns as well. It's not good Bloodline Roman Reigns.
It's so...
Look at there's boos for this man.
He was just so hated.
And every year they were like, this will be the year we coronate him.
Yep.
This will be the year. This will be the year. And this was the year.
Yeah, they did it.
But then they'll do it again in 2 years' time. Or the Brock Lesnar match, like, and this is the year we're going to coronate him.
The guy who's been on top for like 4 straight years.
Yeah.
He beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. No, that's next year?
That's the year after this.
That's this year after this.
Yeah.
So it's
And
the year
then
after this and the year before the next Brock match.
That's right, because he wasn't coronated at last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because they did the cash-in instead.
Yeah.
Which is why we have to have this match here. But then he beats The Undertaker, and then they're like, well, he didn't beat Brock Lesnar, so we're going to have to do that at WrestleMania 34. And then Brock wins that match. They're like, well, we'll have to do that again at WrestleMania 39 instead. 38?
38, yeah.
It's just like, it was remarkable for how long they tried to do the same thing again and again and expected different results.
Yeah, that's it.
Literally the definition of madness.
This is the most unironic pushing of babyface Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Like, by the time you get to the next year and he's doing like this is my yard now, like he's not doing that to get cheered.
Yeah.
Everything he's doing here is with the express purpose of Roman Reigns being the single top babyface in the company.
Yeah.
And that makes it so much worse.
So much worse. So much worse.
Have so many fans telling you otherwise.
Yeah.
And do you watch that Royal Rumble documentary they put out? It's not after the 2016 Rumble. It was like a sort of a history of the Royal Rumble thing. There was a lot like behind the scenes of that year's Rumble. And Michael Hayes on there says like, because Roman gets booed. And as they're looking at the 2015 one, and it comes back to Michael Hayes is like, oh, it's just one town. She's like, you can't just book for one town. And I was there like, I can't believe you put this on a documentary and released it because Michael Hayes, this happens in every town you go to.
It's like they are delusional.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and maybe it's just poisoned by association, where they were the delusion of one person seeped into the minds of everyone around them because they had to appease this one person. But like, they're out of their minds.
Yeah, yeah.
They're lunatics. We're only now getting the introductions. Also, we went past it, and it's just like a funny little thing that I always laugh at. But I love when it's a closed dome stadium with an outside blimp shot of fireworks going off that the people can't see.
Yeah, yeah.
The one guy clapping. Focus on him.
The creator of women.
Oh, man. Oh, and also, you know, maybe this is just my personal thing. Roman's gear is dreadful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is.
His gear is so rubbish.
It is really bad.
It's like a 1989 G.I. Joe character that no one buys.
Yeah.
The line is dead. We're out of ideas. Just put a black sting on him. He's got a black vest. That'll do.
I don't like the design on the pattern either as well, so it's not even like...
His logo always looked like a slightly less cool version of the Hardy Boys logo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or Spider-Man.
Or
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
And
Spider-Roman.
yeah, it kind of... Yeah, it just doesn't... Oh, God,
All right, guys, here we go. Buckle up.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
The bell has rung.
The bell has rung.
No,
We're
I
finally
resign. No, you can't make me do it if I resign.
I don't know, Sullivan. Do you fancy some rest holds?
Oh, no, Luke.
Because I get the feeling we might have some.
I mean, we started with one. Oh, yes. We pretty much have.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
This is when you go for that side headlock moment, you're like, oh, we're in for a long Triple H match, I guess.
Oh, slap your hair. Slap your hair.
Disrespect, the disrespect.
Just because he doesn't have hair anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I know what the answer is to this.
Licky tongue, yes.
But surely, after 19 other WrestleManias, he must know that he's not good at this.
Yeah.
I think he thinks he is, though, right?
No, I think
The evidence is... I've seen him say that there was nothing that he could possibly do to make the Randy Orton match work with the restraints put on him with the stip and following Shawn and Taker. So, like, he knows when he's had a dud.
Yeah, that's true.
But he doesn't change the formula of his matches.
No. He slows everything down so much, but also, and that's always the advice he gives to other people, which I can understand. Like, if you're really nervous and you're, to slow down is a good thing, but Triple H is going on slow motion all the time.
So Cody Rhodes has the NWA style matches that Triple H wishes he could do. And
That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, because I think Triple H knows he's a good wrestler and he understands the business and he understands the art of wrestling. I just don't think he has it in him to do the NWA style world title match, which he wants to do. But that is the template he lays out for matches, that he wants to do those matches. But Cody can do it. There's a lot of guys who can do it. It's difficult to do. I'm not, not saying he's bad for it. But also, to your point, know your limitations.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can have those limitations, Eventually, I think Cena really realized what his limitations were, changed his style, and then had great matches for like a 4-year span. And everybody lauds that time, as they should, because he realized what his strengths were and how to hide those as best as possible and accentuate the strengths. And Triple H never learned how to do that. No. And it's fascinating.
It is.
Because all of Triple H's best matches, save for like 1 or 2 here and there, are like big plunder, Hell in a Cell, street fight matches.
Yeah.
Without exception.
Yeah.
It's like the Cactus match at the Rumble, the Batista Hell in a Cell, the Undertaker Hell in a Cell. All of his most famous great matches are because he abandons that formula he's not good at.
He's very, you're right, the plunder matches are like a real good strength of his. Because like the second Taker match is so good and it's built around a lot of the plunder stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And you look at all of the worst ones and they're all the same match. It's this, it's the Orton match, it's the Jericho
It's the
match,
Seth
it's
match.
the Brock match, the Seth match.
Although that is a plunder match,
It's a
right?
plunder match, and it's still boring.
Yeah, that is a boring match.
The Batista match at WrestleMania, both of them.
Yeah.
Even though the second one, again, is a plunder match. It's just like, you know.
Oh, yeah, the one at 35, right?
Yeah.
God, that is a long match.
Where Triple H rips Batista's nose ring out.
Yeah.
The most horrifying spot I've ever seen. The people are just sat there.
Yeah.
Well, this is the end of a long show. And now we're gearing ourselves up for a long period of Triple H slowly working over Roman Reigns.
He
guys,
thinks he's
guys.
Harley Race. And he's just not. And that's okay.
And it's okay. Not everyone is.
But at some point in the previous 25 years, you should accept that and move on.
Yeah.
This man's hubris is on display here.
I'm not Harley Race, and I'm okay with that.
Sullivan Bo Brown 2025.
Oh, man. Because, like, I've been to long wrestling shows, right? And I've been to wrestling shows where it's in a stadium. You know, we go to Wembley and for All In or whatever, and you're out all day. It is the whole day's affair. You know, your whole day builds up to these things, and there's ebbs and flows. You get tired in places and whatnot. But if you've got like a Swerve and Bryan Danielson as the main event, as soon as everything, like the graphic comes up, everyone's like, here we go. We're back up. We're locked in. Doesn't matter how long we've been here. Doesn't matter how many matches we've seen. But when the main event at the end of a subpar WrestleMania is one that no one in the building wants to watch, and then is also bad, I probably
long.
would have left.
Yeah, but this thing is long as well. Like, that's the other thing. If it's bad in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, then you can go, okay, well, at least it was mercifully short. To put it on for this long...
kicked him in the dick.
Yeah.
There must be some sort of like light strobe thing going on, but there's a guy in like the fourth row who appears to be pulsing green light. And it's all I can look at. And I am just trying to distract myself by any means necessary.
Where's the green light man?
I think he stopped doing it.
He
Hang
sounds
on.
fascinating.
We need the hard cam.
He sounds fascinating.
There he is!
There he is!
There, look!
Oh, look at that.
He's right behind where Triple H was stood.
See that?
Oh, yeah!
Right there! He's glowing!
Now that's interesting.
If you were in attendance for WrestleMania 32 and saw the glowing green man,
Or if
get
you-
in contact
You
with us.
are that glowing green man.
Yeah.
It's kind of mad that you're not allowed to kick someone in the dick, but you are allowed to drop them onto your knees.
Well, it's always explained that the pain that you feel from taking that atomic drop is akin to the pain that you feel when you sit on a bike seat. It's meant to do damage to your gooch.
Oh, I see. Do
I
you
don't
feel
believe-
pain every time you sit on a bike seat?
Yeah, you get sore. You know.
I don't get too sore. I'm
Oh, no.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you sit on a bike seat for a long time...
Well, yeah, right. Not just sitting down on
Yeah, I was
it.
going to say, yeah.
But like, you know, you get that kind of a saddle crotch if you're riding a horse.
I think Saddle Crotch is in NXT 2.0.
I think he was in Retribution.
It was my favorite, Slapjack and Saddle Crotch.
So yeah, it's sort of more of an ache
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
an atomic drop.
It's what old Rick Rude used to do when he'd take an atomic drop. Where then
Well,
sort of
that's-
like stagger around and
Yeah.
like, sell the ass.
Because in theory, the regular atomic drop, where you do that and you kind of drop them ass first on your knee, that's supposed to hurt your tailbone,
Yeah.
Right.
right? But that one, you are just dropping them balls first onto your knee. And for some reason, that's allowed.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, what did you guys have for breakfast?
Well, I didn't have anything to say. Took my vitamins, of course, and it might be over.
From a spine buster.
Hoping it might be over from a
There was
spine
every
buster.
chance that was the finish of this match.
Imagine. Took my vitamins this morning, of course.
well done.
Have a good vitamin regimen of vitamin B12, magnesium, vitamin B complex, and vitamin D as well. What did you have,
The
Luke?
complex was also in Retribution.
What did you have, Luke?
I had Weetabix.
Weetabix.
Yeah. Which an acting coach once told me was the best word to use to get into a Northern Irish accent.
Weetabix.
Weetabix.
Weetabix. Aye.
That if you need some trigger words like Weetabix or power shower.
For me, it's myrrh. That's how my dad says mirror.
I thought you meant like the oil, frankincense, gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Well, that's the joke that we've been doing to him for the last 30 years,
very good.
where he says, well, why don't you have a look in the mirror? And we'll be like, I don't see what Jesus has anything to do with this. Oh, you Northern Irish and your religion. You love
Tell me about it again, eh?
This match would be better if these two were Northern Irish. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah. That's your answer for everything, isn't it? What if Yoshi was Northern Irish? What if Mario was Northern Irish? What if Triple H and Roman Reigns were Northern Irish?
Triple H.
Roman Reigns. The big dog.
This is my yard now.
It's my yard, so it is.
Well, that's the way it was, you know.
That's the way it was, you know.
That's the way it was.
And I said, give us your mouse. And I said,
Nah.
And then they said, that's us away now. We're taking rocket bats up again.
Give us your wee mouse.
And they had a wee smart mouth cat. And they says, come here, you now, give us your mouse. And I says, no.
a wee smart mouth cat.
That's what you know. Do you know what's great as well? If no one's seen that video, none of that's going to make any sense.
No, it's not going to make any sense.
I'm
but
tempted to not even put the clip in.
It'd be much more interesting than this.
It's also shorter.
It's much shorter. If you just put the clip on loop.
I think you can watch every video on that person's channel before you would finish this match.
I think so.
Oh my God. What is happening?
Not a clue.
we had Triple H working over Roman. He made a brief comeback, and then Triple H shut him down, and he continues to work him over.
And now it's going to be, will Roman Reigns be
Can he beat the
counted
10
out?
count?
I think he's going to
Yep, I think
beat
he might
it
do.
quite easily, actually.
Yep. Because what this crowd is clearly after and is clamoring for is a Roman Reigns comeback.
Yeah.
You can feel the anticipation in this big audience that they just cannot wait for Roman Reigns to fire up and make the big comeback.
He looks so silly over that rope.
I was going to say, I think I have seen Triple H hit a move off the top rope one single time in his entire career.
Yeah.
He famously refuses to do it.
Yeah.
He set up one in a DX match at one point where he tags in and he's like, go up, and he climbs up the rope and he literally just goes, nah, and jumps back in. Oh,
Impact
God.
boom.
Impact boom.
Also in Retribution.
That's a tag team with Adam Cole and
TNA.
TNA.
And all of TNA.
It was a massive faction.
Roman's got himself caught in a comedic fashion over the rope again.
Sorry, is the video clip back?
No.
No, they're doing this again. Oh, but this time
You were never going to make that, Hunter.
No.
You were miles off.
Yeah.
And Roman's still got the goddamn contact lenses in.
Oh, is he?
He's not got his regular eye color.
He's got nice eyes as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't
puppy
need-
eyes.
doesn't
He's
need
a
to-
handsome guy.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man.
He hadn't started going to a black barber yet. They hadn't shaped up the beard and the hair and everything yet. And I always thought Roman had great hair. But then I saw him start getting, it's as soon as he came back in the pandemic, he changed his whole deal, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, now this is what you look like kept.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Oh my God.
You know, I have a goatee because I can't grow any other facial hair, and I look weird without it. But when I look at Roman, I'm like, why did you choose it for so long?
Yeah.
It's not your best look.
No, it's not.
You look good with a beard.
That beard looks so good as well. When you
Yeah.
see the beard looking good. You know when you have friends that you're just like, you want to give them fashion advice, and you desperately want to scream that they're dressing all wrong. Like, why won't you dress differently, Luke? You know, that kind of thing. No, but you have those friends where you're like, oh my God, they're just making the wrong choices every single day. And it's that's what it feels like with Roman in this situation. It's like your hair could be so much better. Your facial hair could be so much better. Your clothes could be so much better. Yeah. Even like, he pretty much just wears sort of trousers.
Oh yeah, he's wearing trousers and his work
He literally
boots.
just takes off the flak jacket, and it is otherwise basically unchanged.
Yeah.
And it looks 100 times better.
It doesn't look like he's wearing work boots, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that is like, he's going to the mill after this.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to drop anything heavy on his toes.
Go to the mill. What? Just a windmill?
Ye old mill.
Is he working as a
A steel. Like, he's going to a steel mill.
A steel mill.
Look, not a windmill, son of a...
You just said the mill. Could be any kind of mill. Mill's a weird word.
I've grown to hate the word moveset. Feels like one of those words that people throw around as just a criticism that doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
That being said, I hated Roman Reigns' moveset at this point.
Yeah.
All of his moves just looked so lame. The drive-by kick, the uppercut, his flying clothesline deal, the Samoan drop, and the spear, and the Superman punch. That was everything he ever did in a match. And not one of those things I thought was cool.
Sake.
So,
Gotta go into the next heat segment.
Yeah. We had a... Oh my... Sorry. That's not great analysis by me, I appreciate that.
that's just noises. Luke.
It was very... We've gone to the table again.
This match is monotonous. It's so tedious.
It just repeats.
I feel like it's a joke.
Yeah.
But, Stuart Lee talks about how, like, if you just do the same thing over and over again, after a while, it stops being funny, but then it becomes funny again.
Yeah.
But we're just in the middle portion.
Yeah. For the whole match.
Yeah.
Look at all that money that no one picked up.
Must be Shane McMahon money, I guess.
Good spot.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is. That's a good spot. I like that. Gotta find something.
That's not real money. I think it was when the stupid president was at WrestleMania 23, and they actually did drop real money from, like, they dropped $100 bills.
Oh my God.
And they, like, you hear Jim Ross just going, oh my God, that's a $100 bill.
The way that Stephanie came up earlier, she's gone now, but she initially came up, it sort of looked like a British girlfriend on a night out checking on her boyfriend who's just been knocked out. Going like, what's going on, Dave? Look, it ain't worth it. You can't get... Oh, God. Oh, my curry sauce out of my hands.
Oh, can you believe you got knocked out again?
Oh,
you got sparked out again.
Jesus
outside
Christ.
of the Weatherspoons. You're such an embarrassment.
Every
I'm going to all bar one me.
Yeah.
When did Pete show up?
Oh, he's got confetti on his head.
Oh no, this match couldn't get any worse. Now Triple H looks silly. Also, I want to give a shout out. There's a lad earlier, he's wearing an old Triple H Game Over t-shirt from like 2000, 2001. Roman was leaning against the barricade. The guy looked at him and went,
True disdain. Kayfabe is still alive to that guy. What's happening, bro? We're getting the Stephanie McMahon trash talk segment of the match. No, the sign just comes up.
leave my fella alone. We've got a table booked at Pizza Express.
You're a nasty piece of work, you are.
Like, okay.
Oh,
We're going into an armbar sequence.
Cool. Oh, did he learn this from Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, it was instantly broken. There we go. It's fine.
Nope. Dragging back
Oh,
in.
but
Now he's
sneaky.
going for the label lock.
Oh,
no, he's not. He's just doing another armbar. Right. So, okay. the year before this, right? The Brock Lesnar match with the Heist of the Century. I thought, even as it was happening, that the match itself was laid out perfectly. Like, could not have been done better. Because the story, Brock Lesnar goes through Suplex City, takes Cena out, does all this, he's unstoppable, and eventually you come up against someone who's just like, you're nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that the best you got? And people didn't want it to be Roman Reigns, but you watch the match, and the story of the match makes perfect sense for trying to get Roman Reigns over as this babyface. It didn't ultimately work, but the plan executed resulted in a great match, and I totally understand why they did everything in it.
Absolutely.
How, a year later, did they try again with the guy, but then do it all wrong?
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
They went back to the old template, right? Which is that you just work over the babyface, and then the crowd are just like so amped up to see them make the comeback.
He's still got the confetti on his head.
And this this crowd are booing him making the comeback.
Yeah.
And it is because it has been a very boring match. I think this crowd are ready for this to be over.
Yeah.
It should never have been this long. It should never have been this long.
Triple H is allergic to 15-minute matches.
Yeah, specifically at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's allergic to 15-minute entrances at WrestleMania.
Why are we still here?
The silence on this crowd.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It feels like we're watching this in slow motion.
I think we're near the end.
I don't know.
I honestly don't know. Because I've had to stifle so many yawns in this match. I've had to stifle so many yawns.
Yeah, there you go.
Crowd pop for it.
Alright, here we go.
We talked about this match. I don't think structurally is more nonsensical than the Scott Steiner Triple H match that we've watched recently, right?
Yeah.
Where that literally was a match where nothing happened. Like there were no ebbs and flows, and we're back to another armbar. You
by Triple H, no less. Like nothing against the man, but it's not his game.
Haha. The game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Scott Steiner match was dumber. It was put together worse in that sense. But you look at this and
we've just done this spot.
Yeah,
we've just done this.
It's everything in this match has been done twice.
Yeah.
You could cut this match literally in half. Just do all the spots once.
And do you know what? The testament to that, Tempest, is that the crowd pops so much less for the second time round.
Yeah.
And now it just gone to they went, hey, and have gone deathly silent again. You actually had them after the first one.
Yeah.
You probably could have gone to a comeback sequence there, and you might have got some cheers. It would have been overdrowned, it'd have been drowned out after a while with the boos, because everyone's like, oh yeah, we don't like Roman. But at least you had them for a bit.
Yeah. But I don't know why they're doing everything twice.
And then go into this where you're just expecting the big reaction for the double down.
Yep.
And it's just crickets, man.
If you had booked Triple H versus Roman Reigns in a singles match, and you know what the reactions have been to everything leading up to this match, would you not try and hedge your bets a little bit?
Yeah.
Would you not try and plan for such things and have a little bit of showmanship and a little bit of smoke and mirrors? Have Dean Ambrose come in and turn heel, do anything.
Yeah, that would have been good. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that as an option because it was just it was just so depressing at the time, but that would have been amazing.
Also, within this, because it's the Authority, why didn't they put a big no DQ stip on this?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can have the babyface commentators be like, this plays right into Triple H's advantage. He's going to do the big taker dive.
They could have also just put Dean Ambrose in this match and had him win.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That people were asking to see.
I mean, a babyface people liked.
It wasn't even a good spear.
This better be the
One.
end. It's not going to be.
No.
Oh, no, of course. Yeah, because Stephanie gets involved.
Oh, whoa, what happened? You run the show! Why do you need to even make an excuse? really winds me up.
Also, like, why did you pull him out at 1? Like, surely you want to do the 1-2, then
Yeah.
the pull out.
So dumb.
None of this is right. All of this is wrong.
Why would you not just have this be a 2-on-1 handicap match? Just beat the out of Roman Reigns. Have Stephanie McMahon hold him in the ropes. Because what? You're going to DQ the owner of the company? No, you're not. This doesn't make any sense. I think we are getting close to the end now, though.
It'll have to be, right?
Because
I
It
know
feels like we're now setting up for Stephanie's nearly going to get speared.
the annual Stephanie gets her comeuppance for 5 minutes spot.
That crowd, the pop for the crowd, right? Because Stephanie got her moment. Like, Stephanie got her comeuppance.
I will say, I remember when that happened and going like, that was good.
Yeah.
Like, because that was something that I genuinely didn't expect.
It's the only time where something happens in the match.
Yeah. 1, 2, so close.
That guy there who must have been at least 41, decked head to toe in Cena gear.
I was gonna let it fly by. With nary a child with him. It's always it. When you see the guy who is doing John Cena cosplay and he's there with his kid who's also doing, he just has the Cena merch on. It's like, fine, father-son, real nice.
Get it.
Just a lonely man cheering for John Cena in 2016. Have some shame.
What did Cena do at this show? Was he on this show?
He is involved in that Rock segment where they fight off the Wyatt family together because he's hurt for this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because, fun fact, everyone, I get to watch this match twice.
Oh, that's good.
I've got to watch this match again next month.
That's horrible.
For Wrestle Talk Extra.
That's horrible, Luke.
Yeah. And I forgot I know the reason why we're doing it is because Rock comes out and sets his name on fire for half an hour.
Yep.
But I couldn't remember what Cena did. I've got to watch this match again, Sullivan.
Pretend.
No, but next time I've got to do it and take notes.
Nick, close your eyes and just pretend. If you could just, if you watch the first half and it will be the second half again. So.
I think you could fit the entire match between Roman and Brock from Mania 31 into the time spent doing nothing in this match.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've
still
slowed
going.
it. We've slowed it down.
Ellis, it's still going.
We had
still on.
They should have just done spear to Stephanie. Triple H hits the pedigree, kick out, gets him to his feet, goes for his clothesline or something, duck under, back spear. That's the finish.
Yeah.
But we're here 5 minutes later.
Well, you mean again when they had the crowd in the palm of their hands and now they've lost them again?
Oh, good thing he's got that sledgehammer.
And now
I'm sure that referee will be just fine with this.
And this is what it means. I don't love this idea that people, when they criticize WWE wrestling, it's like it's just key jangling wrestling. It's like it's not actually anything. There's no substance to it, but they're just jangling keys in front of you. But when they go to things like this, where it's like the crowd pop because the sledgehammer comes out, it does feel a little bit key jangling. It's like, well, we haven't got you, but here's some keys for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, you're meant to cheer for the finishes and the entrances, and that's it. You're not meant to pay attention to the story of the match. No. And I do think that changes. That it's different now than it used to be in the old regime. It's better. They've had to retrain people to care about wrestling, and some people still are against that idea.
Surely. 1, 2. Mercifully. Oh, man.
It's over.
Thank God. I was about to write my will.
Hey, there's Stephen Amell.
I'll be leaving everything to Ellis anyway. It's only one.
Oh, man.
You're going to be inheriting a lot of debts, Ellis. Also, with that match, they could have taken out all the bits where they do nothing and all the bits where they do the same spot again. And actually, I think that match would be just fine. Maybe even getting to, quite good.
Passable.
Yeah. Like, if you took out all of the bits where they do nothing, because that Stephanie spot is quite fun, and there's...
The spear through the barricade.
Spear through the barricade, great. That would have been an absolutely fine match. Would never be on this list. We wouldn't be rewatching it. But how dare they?
We would have actually forgotten it happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It would have been completely forgettable and fine. And we would have been like, oh yeah, Roman got booed out the building, but whatever.
That video, so the file that you had there, Tempest, was 38 minutes, right? Including all
Yes.
the entrances.
Yes.
The match itself feels 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
I cannot fathom that video file is only 40 minutes, including entrances. And those are long entrances.
I think that's one of the worst we've ever watched. I think that really is.
Well, Sullivan, I'll bring out the board then.
Yeah, fantastic.
But before
Excellent.
we do that, so we've got Jimmy vs. Jay, patreon.com/WrestleTalk, and you can watch along with that one now.
And you can't get upset about where we've put it on the board and that being spoiled because it's above and below everything else.
But before we do this one, we were talking before we started this that we have done some WrestleMania matches already within this series. So we think it's only fair that we put this on the board, right?
Yep.
So I've got them here. So we've got John Cena versus The Miz.
Yes, a recent one.
Yeah.
You can go back and watch on Patreon our watch-along version of that as well. A bad match.
Yeah.
I would say definitively higher on our list currently than Jimmy and Jay.
I would agree.
For sure.
I would agree. I think that match is really quite naff. Vince versus Pat.
It's less funny now, isn't it?
It is. And
It's less funny.
I do think, and I think we might have said this at the time, it's worse than I remember it being.
Oh,
Because
it's much
Because
worse.
what this is actually is even without all of the the stuff that's come out about Vince since, it is just Vince working over Pat McAfee, and then he wins.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
He wins by doing the Mr. Burns football kick and just kicking a football into Pat McAfee. That is enough to put Pat McAfee, who just beat Austin Theory, down for the count of 3. So, also terrible. Yeah.
I think
that's fair.
It's worse
Yeah.
than Cena Miz for me.
It's not funny. Like, at least it had like the stunner and everything. It was ridiculous and all that, but I don't want to go back and watch it. I don't want to watch it.
And Randy Orton versus The Fiend.
This was a very high place on the original series of
It
Worst
was.
Match Ever. You can watch the Vince and Pat and the Orton and Fiend matches currently on the Wrestle Talk podcast channel.
They're linked to in the video description.
Yes, indeed. And it's really bad, that.
Yeah, it is bad.
It's really, really, really bad.
The thing with this match is that it is bad, but it is short.
It is short.
And really, it is just about, today, kids, we're not going to go to the box factory. Instead, we're going to go to the box factory.
The giant box, the box-shaped structure.
And it really is just about the box thing at the end, and then
Yeah.
Randy wins. So it's the wrong finish for a wrong match.
Alexa Bliss, like, melts.
Yeah, she melts a
She
bit.
starts, like, whatever that is.
She gets black goo coming out of her.
Yeah. It's really bad, though.
But is it worse than Cena Miz? Which, this was the main event.
Yeah, I'm really trying to hold the main event of WrestleMania to a bit of a standard.
Yeah. I think it's worse than Jimmy J, personally.
Yes, I certainly think it's worse than Jimmy and Jay.
I think it goes in between.
I
those
think
two,
it can
right?
go in between those two. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
With the dregs of it all.
Which then brings us to today's subject, Triple H versus Roman Reigns.
I think it might be the worst one ever.
Right, yeah?
I think it might be the worst one ever. It's so boring.
Has to be, right?
It's a main event.
I mean, okay, so
It's really boring.
this is Son and I, but I can feel your trepidation for this, and I think you can put forward a good arguments.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree, because I do think there is like just the temerity of these f***ers. You know?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah.
Comparing this and this, these are both candidates for the worst WrestleMania main event ever.
Yeah.
Right? And which of those two is worse? It really depends on your taste. I think as a match, I don't know. I don't know if this one's worse than Cena and Miz.
Do you know what? Now that you've said that,
It's got the laptop,
Yep.
the double count-out finish, the concussion.
Yeah.
The match itself is much worse than this. This is more boring
That's
and,
very true.
and perhaps
It's
insulting.
longer.
And it does have two spots of something relatively exciting in
Yeah.
there. So maybe it is actually maybe.
I was so sure this was going to go there, but the more you say it, the more I think about how dreadful this match is.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And again, a match I have watched twice recently. Stupid Russell Talk. But it's like, this is a match where everyone's just waiting for The Rock to come out.
Yeah.
And it is the only thing I would say that makes this one worse is it's twice as long.
Yeah, and I do think there's a real argument in that. I think we can leave it this way.
We'll leave it there for now.
Yeah.
We can definitely change
We
it
might
later.
sleep on
So
it.
we'll come back for the next episode. I was like, actually, it's worse than Jimmy and Jack. It's better than that. There you go. That is our current list as it stands. As we head into our next episode, Tempest, what are we going to watch next week?
We're going to be watching these shows weekly going forward until WrestleMania. Next week, we're going to be watching the first attempt at doing Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. It's the Bugs on the Mat match, which maybe will be a little funny this time. It's shorter. It's a lot shorter.
Okay, good. How long is it? Is it like...
I think the whole file is maybe 17 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And Randy gets preempted by a sperm.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Worst Match Ever. You can watch the unblurred version of this video, the full watch-along version, over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk, and that exclusive episode where we watch Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso from WrestleMania 40, patreon.com/WrestleTalk. It's just like, I was like, why did it say dude? Dude wipes!